my cup is overflowed with love from an entire world who stand there in support of us, and we're not alone.
Rabbi Jeffery Myers of the Tree of Life congregation on the response to the massacre at his synagogue. He was standing in his sanctuary and had just started services when gunfire rang out.
7 members of his congregation lost their lives. Today he spoke with Susan Koeppen about helping to save the other congregants and running for his own life. Susan.
Rabbi Myers says he will be haunted by the decision he had to make. After rushing some of his congregants to safety, he turned back to help the others. But the gunfire was getting louder. The shooter was entering his sanctuary, and he made the choice to run.
I'm a victim. I'm a survivor. I'm a mourner.
Rabbi Jeffery Myers, who leads the Tree of Life congregation, had just started Saturday morning services when gunfire broke out.
The first sounds I heard sounded like one of the metal coat racks had fallen over, and I thought, oh God, someone was falling or something and grabbed onto it and it fell over.
But then he saw members of another congregation running, and the sound continued.
My gut told me that was semi-automatic, and that's how I knew I had to act immediately to save as many people as I could.
He ushered 4 of his congregants out a back door of his sanctuary.
I just urged them, get out of the building or go find a room to hide in.
He then turned back to try to save the 8 others.
I heard the gunfire getting louder, and I made the choice that'll haunt me the rest of my life, that I'd leave them.
7 of his congregants were murdered and 1 wounded by suspected shooter Robert Bowers. Rabbi Myers says he ran out the back door and up the stairs to a choir loft.
There's a bathroom up there. I barricaded myself in the bathroom.
SWAT team members at this point had entered the building looking for the shooter and survivors like the rabbi who were hiding.
I just gently raised my hands up and told them who I was, and I was on the phone with 911. They surrounded me and escorted me out of the building.
When you got out of the building,
I ran for my life, and I ran down the street, halfway down the block.
and once he got down on the street, he said the first person he called was his wife. He just wanted to hear her voice. He was also the first person, he says, to call 911 when the shooting started. And coming up at 6, we will have much more with the rabbi. He walks us through the moves of the shooter from his point of view as he was in the building trying to save people, then trying to save his own life.
I think the whole world has seen the photo of him being brought out by police officers with his talit prayer shawl and his yarmulke holding on his head. He seems remarkably composed and clear-headed for someone who has been through something no one can imagine.
Yeah, and to talk to him, he is so thoughtful and eloquent in what he is saying, but also suffering a lot of pain. And we thanked him so much for talking to us and sharing his story, and he did save some lives. And we'll have much more at 6 on why he had a cell phone in the first place, which normally on a Saturday he would not have a cell phone.
Right. All right. Thank you, Susan.